The flames of the fire flickered and danced, casting an orange glow across the room. King Shahriyar's eyes gleamed with anticipation as he settled back, waiting for Scheherazade to continue. She, as always, remained calm, her voice steady and full of life as she began the next tale.
O king, you have heard of rivalry, loyalty, and redemption. Now let me tell you the tale of the Golden Falcon, a story of a man who sought to possess something rare and beautiful, only to learn that sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones we cannot keep. In a distant kingdom, nestled between the mountains and the sea, there lived a merchant named Farid. He was a man of great wealth, known throughout the land for his fine silks, precious jewels, and rare goods that could not be found anywhere else. Yet, despite his vast fortune, Farid was not content. His heart longed for something that no amount of gold or jewels could satisfy. What he desired above all else was a golden falcon. It was said that this rare bird, with feathers that shone like the sun, could bring immense fortune and power to its owner. The falcon was a creature of legend, and only a few had ever seen it. Some said it lived in the high mountains, others claimed it roamed the deserts, and still others believed it resided in the deepest forests. No matter where it was, Farid was determined to possess it. He traveled to distant lands, crossed vast deserts, and climbed treacherous mountains in search of the bird. For years he scoured the earth, asking every wise man and sage he met about the falcon's whereabouts. Some laughed at him, telling him it was nothing more than a myth. Others warned him that the bird was cursed and would bring misfortune to anyone who sought it. But Farid would not be deterred. He believed that if he could find the golden falcon, he would be unstoppable. His greed blinded him to the warnings, and he pressed on, driven by an unshakable desire. One day, after many years of searching, Farid came upon an old hermit living at the edge of a dense forest. The hermit, a man with long white hair and a weathered face, looked at Farid with knowing eyes. "You seek the golden falcon," the hermit said, his voice soft yet clear. "I have heard of your quest, and I know where the bird can be found." Farid's heart leapt with excitement. "Where is it?" "Tell me," he exclaimed. The hermit nodded slowly. "The golden falcon lives deep within this forest," he said, "but be warned. The bird does not belong to you, nor to anyone else. It is a creature of magic and will only reveal itself to those who are worthy. If you approach it with greed in your heart, it will fly away and you will never see it again. But if you come with humility and respect, it will come to you." Farid, eager to claim the falcon for himself, did not heed the hermit's words. He believed that all he needed was to catch the bird, to possess it. With a determined look in his eyes, he thanked the hermit and set off into the forest. For days, Farid searched, pushing deeper into the forest, ignoring the signs of warning that seemed to surround him. The trees grew thicker, the air grew heavier, and the deeper he went, the more he could feel the presence of something watching him. And then one morning, as the mist rose from the ground, he saw it. There, perched upon a high branch, was the golden falcon. Its feathers glowed like the sun itself, and its eyes were sharp and piercing. Farid's heart raced with excitement. He knew that this was the moment he had been waiting for. But as he stepped closer, the falcon did not move. Instead, it turned its head to gaze at him, its eyes filled with a deep, knowing wisdom. Farid, without thinking, reached out his hand, eager to claim the bird. The falcon flapped its wings once, and Farid, in his greed, lunged forward, trying to grasp the bird's golden feathers. But as his fingers touched the falcon's wings, a strange sensation washed over him. His hands grew numb, and the forest around him seemed to blur. Before his eyes, the world began to shift. The trees, the ground, the air, they all seemed to twist and turn, as if he was no longer in the same world. And then he heard the voice of the hermit, speaking softly from behind him. "You sought the golden falcon with greed in your heart, and so you have paid the price," the hermit said. "The falcon is not for you to possess. It is a creature of freedom, and those who seek to own it will never know its true power. Now you are bound to this forest, forever lost in a world of illusions, just as you lost your chance to see the truth." Farid turned to see the hermit, but when he did, the old man had vanished. The forest around him seemed endless, the trees stretching far beyond sight. The golden falcon, which had once been within his reach, was gone, flying high above him. No matter how hard Farid searched, he could never find the falcon again. And over time, the forest began to change. The golden light that had once surrounded him now grew dim, and he was left alone, wandering in a world of shifting illusions and false promises. He realized, too late, that his greed had robbed him of the very thing he sought. And so Farid spent the rest of his days in that enchanted forest, never able to escape, never able to possess the falcon. His desire had blinded him to the true magic of the world, that sometimes the most precious things are those that cannot be owned or controlled. And in his endless pursuit, he lost everything that truly mattered. And so ends the tale of the Golden Falcon, a story of greed and its consequences. The falcon, like many treasures in life, cannot be possessed. It must be respected and admired from afar, for those who seek to control it will find only sorrow in the end.
When Scheherazade heard the rooster crow, she decided to stop telling stories. Shahryar smiled and realized that Scheherazade would not tell any more. Of course, he had a new date the next night to continue enjoying the stories of his beautiful wife, Scheherazade. King Shahryar sat silently for a moment, lost in thought. The flickering light of the fire cast shadows across his face as he absorbed the lesson of the tale. Scheherazade smiled softly,